Yo, what's going on, guys? It is time for another reaction video, and Stephanie is back with me again. We just finished a couple videos ago, last video, I don't remember which, Australia, and now we're going to check out India.
Let's do it.
This is coming from the YouTube channel Drew Binsky, probably Binsky. So if you like this video, definitely go check his channel out. You can see it down here in the bottom corner, Drew Binsky. This is 14 wacky things about Indian culture, funny and weird. Let's get straight into it.
India is a country unlike anywhere else I've ever been. It's diverse yet spiritual, peaceful yet chaotic.
I have no idea what's happening right now, but in the mornings, it's the best time of the day to explore.
You have 1.4 billion people that come in all shapes, colors, and sizes.
Bye. Thank you.
Thank you. Speaking 720 dialects and practicing a half dozen major religions.
720 dialects.
That's so many. Yeah, when I was in high school, I met this Indian guy. He spoke like six dialects.
I wonder, and maybe was this only a 4-minute video, but I wonder like how vastly the dialects change regionally. Like how far do you have to go before it's another dialect? Is it like a small, what we might consider like a neighborhood has a dialect, and then you go another neighborhood over, like it's like a different dialect?
Is it like maybe like a small language, like it doesn't have that many, like...
I would think there'd be a core version of the language, and then the different dialects might just be varying words that are potentially, I don't know. It seems like it would be really hard to communicate when there's that many dialects. That's crazy.
For every church I see, there's 2 mosques and 3 Hindu temples. India is the land of surprises, and there's never a dull moment, even if it's overwhelming. After spending almost 4 months traveling across the Indian subcontinent, I've noticed many things that are only found here. So allow me to introduce you to 14 wacky things about Indian culture. 1. Cricket is life. One of the best things about India is you can find cricket anywhere. We just pulled over in a random park, actually at the cemetery, and we found all these kids playing cricket, and they're teaching me how to play right now. 2. Mustache men. A large majority of Indian men have a mustache. For generations, they've been a symbol of manliness and power. So it's no surprise that an Indian man has the world's longest mustache.
Come on now, you never had a mustache, Melvin? Imagine,
I was about to say, I was thinking about growing out my mustache.
Yeah, you should.
No, I've done a like a goatee, like just like here.
Like imagine like a guy with like a whole, like he's holding his mustache.
They said he's the longest one, but I don't know, like I just never been like a fan of only a mustache on me. Like I think some people can pull it off, but quite often a lot of people it looks kind of creeperish.
Yeah. To be honest.
Creeper stash. Some people can do it though. Some people, not me. That's like a mustache beard,
right?
Thing. Hey, props to him, man. He's proud of his long mustache.
At 18 feet. 3.
18 feet.
That's like, how long is that? Gosh.
Well, I'm almost 6 feet. Like I'm like about 1.5 inches short of 6 feet. So that would be 3 of me.
Wow. How does he like keep it like clean?
Just roll it up. Ugh.
Ugh.
Imagine like just food and.
No. That's a no.
Hindu traditions. Over 1.1 billion Indians classify as Hindus, so you will see women wearing henna on their hands and bindis on their foreheads. The men wear long skirts called veshtis. I love everything about it. 4. Eating with hands. All across India, people prefer eating with their hands over utensils. It's one of my favorite things about Indian culture because it allows you to connect with the food on your plate. 5.
It's funny because they're all like this, and he's like.
I mean,
and that would be me because I wouldn't want to like have it all over my hands.
You know, like to be honest, like like they probably don't have silverware, so they got used to it since they were kids, like just eating with their hands.
Yeah.
It became a cultural thing.
I definitely don't see anything wrong with it. It's just I think we've become so accustomed to using utensils here.
Yeah.
That it just feels like messy or dirty. Like, and if you're out on the streets, as a tourist and you're wandering around all day and you touch a million things and then there's not like an adequate place to go wash your hands before you eat, and then you're just kind of like dishing all this food in with your hands. That's the things I think of. But like using your hands to eat, I don't really think it's a big deal. It's just like where you're doing it.
Exactly.
Head wobbling. One of my favorite comedians, I actually showed you a clip from Russell Peters earlier. He does a whole skit on this. It's pretty funny.
Head wobbling.
Head wobbling. When you are speaking with an Indian in a conversation, they will wobble their head in many directions. It can mean yes, no, maybe, or just a nod.
I've actually never noticed that, to be honest.
Yeah,
I've
it's like they wobble their head.
Why? For what?
I don't. Well, kind of like he was just saying, like there's versions of it, but
For what reason?
so Russell Peters is Indian himself, right? He's a comedian, and he does a whole skit on it, and he's like, and from what I remember of it, he's like, oh, there's parts of the Indian culture I like, there's parts of it I don't understand, and he goes like, I never understood why we do this, he's like, if we could just stop doing this. So
What kind of communication? Like, what are they trying to communicate by doing
I don't
that?
know.
It's just
I don't
like-
know. And please, I'm not making fun of the culture. I'm just explaining things that I've seen.
I mean, like Italian people, they move their hands when
Yeah,
they're talking.
yeah.
So I guess that's the way they communicate. Like they like to move their head.
Maybe,
a lot,
to me,
guys?
what it seems, it's like they move their head as they're like verbalizing. So like on each word as you are
Agreeing,
talking, you're
like-
kind of like
yes.
bobbling your head.
Uh-huh.
But it is interesting, like where it originated from, right? Because somebody started doing it first, and then it became more common. Then 3 or 4 people did it, and then they started doing it around other people, and then it just started. I mean, it could be thousands of years
Exactly.
back. We don't know, but yeah, it is. I mean, I've seen it even here in the States,
I've never
working in
noticed that. That's
retail,
weird.
and so. People who always typically want to strike a deal, like and try to negotiate price, that would be kind of like one of those things. And I'm like, yeah, unfortunately, it's like you got to pay whatever the price tag.
Maybe
is.
like thinking like,
I don't know. It's just a culture thing. Like again, I mean, I don't know. Like if somebody knows like the origins of it, let us know in the comments. Obviously, we can go Google it as well. We might do that after this video. But if you're from India and you have some insight on this, tell us in the comments. Like if you have an idea of how that originated, or if you personally do it yourself or not. So yeah.
Of acknowledgement. 6. Bromance. It's not unusual for male friends to hold hands or hug each other in public. Westerners might see this as being homosexual, but it's certainly not viewed the same in Indian culture. 7. Thumbs up. Sorry, Coca-Cola, you're not number 1 in India. Out here, it's all about thumbs up.
Okay, my first time trying thumbs up.
I wanna
Never
see
heard of it.
I want to see if
Never.
I can find it here in the U.S.
what is that?
So I want to do videos where I'm trying different foods, drinks, and snacks from other countries and cultures. I'm gonna have to see if there's a way to
They
get
do
some
have-
thumbs up here.
Yeah, they do have different sodas in Brazil. I'll give you that. They have different names for the sodas. So
like locally branded ones.
yes.
I wonder if any of the Asian markets or Korean markets, and I know that's not Indian, but like that's typically where you can find a lot of the unique stuff from other countries. I wonder if they have any of the Indian stuff there.
Maybe.
If-
Indian markets, maybe? We can
Yeah.
check it out.
I mean, I might have to look online to find some of this stuff too, but I want to see if I can find some thumbs up soda
Thumbs
and
up
try
soda.
it. And I wonder if there's multiple flavors or if it's just a Coca-Cola style flavor.
Yeah, probably might taste similar to Coca-Cola.
But I mean, it makes me wonder if like, do they do root beers and cream sodas and like the fruit flavored ones, or do they just have just the one thumbs up that's like similar to Coca-Cola or Pepsi?
Not sure.
We'll have to find out more about this.
For sure.
Tastes exactly like Coke. Not exactly, a little bit different, a little stronger flavor than Coke.
8. Cows blocking road. In India, cows are sacred and worshipped. As a result, the country has 283 million cows, with 7 million being homeless. Stray cows
It's like they're pets. Like they're just there, like hanging out. Like, hey, what's up, cow?
Yeah, like they this is something that's not new to me. Like they just let them roam freely, and it's like he was saying, they kind of worship cows. So it's
Yeah,
like,
yeah, they do. I knew that much.
yeah, but it would be the equivalent of like stray cats and dogs here, I guess. But did you hear how many?
Stray cows.
Did you hear
yes.
how many millions he said? Look,
No.
283 million cows. I think he said over 7 million. Let's see what it says. 7 million
In the streets?
stray. Let's see what he says.
blocking road. In India, cows are sacred and worshipped. As a result, the country has 283 million cows, with 7 million being homeless. Stray cows
You know, you could be passing by. It's like, hey, I need some milk. And then you just milk a cow right there, right after. And it's like, okay,
Right.
bye, I'm going to go home with my milk. Free milk, guys.
Just random cows roaming the streets. As long as they're happy cows, right?
Right.
Cows are often seen all over the roads and blocking traffic. 9. Jeera. After you finish any meal, they usually give you these small herbal seeds called jeera, which is made from cumin. You simply eat a small handful and they put a great taste in your mouth.
Oh, so good.
10. Weddings. Fact, nobody celebrates weddings as over the top as Indians, and it's kind of amazing. Many marriages here are arranged.
My name is Vincent. I am marriage broker for 8 years.
And the divorce
You remember you went
Broker?
to a wedding for my friend? He was Vietnamese and white, and then his wife was Indian, and they had the Indian dancers come in.
Yeah, they have huge parties.
Yeah.
I heard it lasts like for days. Like, tell me if that's true.
Do you remember that wedding though?
No, I don't.
They had Indian dancers that came in, and they were doing all like the formal Indian dances, and I'm surprised you don't remember that. I mean, it was a long time ago. It's like
Yeah,
5
it
or
was a
6
while
years
back, guys.
ago. Yeah.
rate is very low. 11. 90% men. For some reason, I've noticed that the vast majority of people on the streets are men. So I'm always wondering, where are all the women at?
My girlfriends!
12. Chalk drawings.
So these white markings in front of almost every house, this signifies, accepting the goddess Lakshmi, which signifies prosperity, into their house. So it is very disrespectful to step on them.
13. Charcoal ironing. Here in India, some of their irons, they run on charcoal,
Wow.
not power.
No, I would not try that because that could definitely burn like the clothing. In Brazil, like at my house, like I found like an old iron for some reason. I was like, I'm just gonna turn it on. It wasn't charcoal, guys, but like basically you couldn't control the temperature, and I didn't know that. I was like, oh look, an iron, and as soon as I put it in, I messed up. So that must be even more like hotter than the one I tried that messed up my clothing. But
They
wow.
may not have any other option though. But you
Yeah.
can look at this
You
material,
need
whether
to
this
know
is
how to do
distressed
it.
and
Yeah.
worn from wear and tear or from the iron.
I wonder.
Who knows? That's crazy. Sorry, I'm about to sneeze. Excuse me. That seems like it would be super heavy too. And then you see at the bottom, it seems like
looks
the
heavy.
ashes from the coals could come out. But I mean, if that's what you have to use and that's all you got to make do,
I
right?
wonder how they control the temperature. Like, how do they know like it's not gonna burn the fabric? How?
Just getting used to it over time, I guess.
Probably.
Practice.
Gotta have some experience, guys.
Yeah.
How long does it burn for? 3 hours? 14. Saying W for V. Indians have a hard time saying the V sound, so they usually turn V's into W.
I'm familiar with this.
Don't know that.
Yeah, I learned that again in working retail is where I started to learn a lot of this stuff because you interact with all sorts of different people. And I remember the initial confusion of trying to understand what they were saying, where they were reading something off of a sign, but they were pronouncing it W's instead of V's. Yeah, so it's just a thing. It's just the way they pronounce it. It's kind of like ours in
Like
in Portuguese.
like
they're pronounced
Hispanics,
H.
like the V and the B.
Yeah, the
they
V and
kinda
B are kind of
confuse it.
like they almost kind of can be used.
Yeah.
Yep.
Kids are made to do, but what I had to do that 100 times when I was a kid. It's like my name is Treasury Wala, and for years people have been saying Treasury Wala, so I cut off the Wala, and I'm like, hey, I'm Treasury.
So there you have it, 14 wacky things about Indian culture.
If you see or hear any of the things mentioned above, then you can be sure you're traveling in the one and only country called India. Good hand movements. Man. I'm Drubinski, and if you like my travel videos, please click subscribe and join me as I plan to visit every country in the world.
Wow.
Wow.
That was a cool video.
I like it.
For a 4-minute video, he squeezed
I
in
learned
a
a lot
of
from one
info.
video about that culture. I love it.
It's fun learning other cultures, and there was
Yeah.
definitely a lot of new things here that were first time I knew about them. So yeah, I'm gonna have to find more Indian-based videos to react to. If you guys have suggestions on any particular things about India that we should watch, whether it be food, culture, music, travel areas, tourism, tell us in the comments or even provide a link so that we can start adding those to the list. So cool. Anything
For
from
us,
you?
guys?
Yeah.
I just love it. Let's keep doing. Let's watch more videos. I want more.
Yeah, so guys, we're filming a handful of these today. They'll be released over the next couple of weeks. So if you want to see more of these videos from me, as well as Stephanie being a guest here today, make sure to subscribe, click the bell so you'll get notified every time I upload a new video. If you like this video, do give it a thumbs up. It does help. And like I said, comment below if you have some suggestions for us, and we'll see you in the next one.
See ya.
Bye.